Hi folks, morning, starting early as usual. And I'm starting early because if I don't, I'm going to fall asleep at the desk. So if I don't have someone to talk to, something to do, I'm going to just put my head down on the desk and fall asleep. And that would end the stream very quickly. Yes, we have liftoff. Hey everyone, welcome. It's been ages since you've caught one of my streams, Liz. That's awesome. That's exciting. So, let's go back and say hi to everyone. Hello, Azzy. Azzy was here early, very early, before me. Hey Jerry. Hey Felix. Hello James. Yes, there is not 4,000 tiny picos in that box. I might be able to fit 4,000 nanos, but no, not tiny picos, no. Hello Andy. It's Andy Roberts, not Andy Callaway. And Yuri, hello, good morning. Rob, good evening. Got to be the odd one out always. Hello Mr. Andy Callaway. Hey Michael, hello Death Shaker. Hello Julian. Yeah, I think you should be watching Love Island right now. Way more enjoyable than one of my streams, I think. And of course Liz. Hello Liz. Bit City DIY. Yay. Who else? Tabletronics. Oh, that went bang. Whoops, missed a whole bunch of people. Hello Tabletronics. Hello Stephen Mott. Hello Crazy Roops. Hello Alex. Tiny LED Matrix. Do you prefer Alex or Tiny LED Matrix? I don't know. Feels weird calling you Tiny LED Matrix. Hello, the Embedded Hobbyist. I don't know how to pronounce that. Paul. I'm just going to call you Paul, because it says Paul there. See on it is. Thank you. Hey, Ian. Hello, Sim. Hello, Paul the Curtains. John Cook. Maxine R&D. Hello, Chris. Oh, God, this keeps popping really quickly. And X Micron. Hello, Charles. Mr. Dave Darko. Who's assaulted who? Wait, no assaulting people on this channel, on this stream. Hello, Christian. Hello, Albert. Hello, Andrew. Ixadel. Alex is good. Okay. I just wasn't sure if I said Alex, people would know who I was talking to. That's all. Oh, come on. No fighting, Azzy and Dave Darko. No fighting. Keep it nice. Keep it clean. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Sorry. Just gonna... Yeah, that's still way too hot. Ow. Spin my lip. It's okay. I almost made myself a coffee this morning. A real coffee this morning. But I didn't. I probably should have. Your brain is an LED matrix. Did everyone see what Greg Davil's been playing with on Twitter? He's this really tiny LED matrix. It's amazing. Have you got the lights off in your... Yes, the lights are always off when I stream in the workshop. Because it's dark outside, and if I turn the lights on, and it just drowns out the lighting here. So I generally keep them off during my stream. You'll see it light up when the sun comes out eventually, finally. Just joking around. Oh, I can never trust you anymore, Dave Darko. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Front part is a call sign from the Netherlands. Ah, okay. Hello, Stephen. Good morning. Yes, I got a box. I have a box. Look at that. I've got a box. Rob was trying to guess the size here. I'll put it next to the centimeters so you can see the size of it. But don't be fooled, because what's inside the box won't necessarily be the size of the box, right? But I'm not going to open that yet. Not yet, because it's not 6:30 yet. So I need to give other people a chance to come in. Many favourite YouTubers present, as always. Way more famous... Try again. Way more famous YouTubers in my chat than me, which is pretty cool. I love that. Can you see better without lights than with lamps? Can you see better without lights than with lamps? When I'm working, like if I'm working my workbench and I need to like concentrate, I'll often just have my workbench lights on and have the other lights off, even like during daylight. It just really depends. I'm used to also just being in the dark now because of the pick and place machine, which had to run pretty much with half or all the lights off. Looks like you're about sold out. I've sold 6 now. Yeah, so I listed 11. I've sold 6. I've got some more kind of ready to go. I'm out of parts on some of the things I thought I had more of. I thought I had an extra bag of 100 screw terminals somewhere else in here, but I don't. And then like I spent about 3 hours looking for this bag of screw terminals, and then I finally thought, you know what, I should go check on Ali to make sure I actually ordered them, and I didn't. So that's 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. And you know what else I've run out of? Which is crazy. I didn't even think about it. I'll show you what I run out of. So, I do this, like, building my reflow masters is a real time sink, and I'll show you why. Like, it's not that the boards are quite complex to build, but I provide let me just switch over. I provide a K-type thermocouple with the reflow master, but I can't show you how they come because I've already pulled them all apart. But so, hang on. So I provide a K-type thermocouple. So my mouse is going to just be all over the place this morning with the reflow master, and they come with those yellow plastic connectors with the big metal things on them, which are useless because there's nothing that you can attach to a PCB that they can plug into. So every single one of these thermocouples, I need to pull the ends off, so I end up with this. And then, let me just get a bit closer. And let me also just maybe go a bit brighter. Whoa, that's too bright. That'll do. And so then what I do is I take these ends and I stick DuPont. Oh, see, I'm out. So not the female ones. I stick the male ones of these on the ends, crimp them, and then I heat shrink them. And so one of the reasons I do this is because these come with these weird colours. They come with red and, is that black or blue? It's like a greeny, blacky blue, I don't know. Which are wrong because this one is actually yellow. The red one is yellow, and this one is red. So I have to pull apart every thermocouple and crimp these on, and then heat shrink them the right colours so people know how to wire them, right? So yeah, it's a real pain. Like, these take me ages to do. I actually bought a whole bunch of ferrules, whatever they're called, ferrules, whatever, to put on these instead. But I couldn't get small enough ones in the colours I needed. So every time I kept ordering them, they kept coming different size to what I thought they were going to be. Anyway, so I'm out of male DuPont thingos. So I've got about 200 on the way, and I don't know how long they're going to be here. I ordered them a while ago. So yes, whoops, got that caught. But yes, I've almost sold out. I think I've got 5 left, and then I've got some reflow masters here that are. Hang on, be there in a moment. Yeah. Wow. So I've got. The unexpected maker becomes the ferrule maker. Yeah. So do you know how much a proper crimper for like ferrules are? Whatever they're called. I'm gonna call them ferrules. Do you know how much a proper crimper for them is for? Not something from China, like a real proper one. The cheapest one I can find is $140 for a crimper. It's nuts. Anyway, so I've got some like this still in stock, although I sold another one overnight. So how many have I got left? Yeah, I think I've still got 5. I got 5 like this ready to go that you can either get with or without a case. $60? No, where from? I'll buy one for $60. The cheapest I can find is $139 locally, and to buy like a real official one, like a branded one, they're like $200 or $300 or something. I found on DigiKey. Anyway, I've got like this, and then I've got a bunch that are like this that they're fine. I got screens for them, but I don't have enough thermocouples ready. Like I've only got 5 more thermocouples, so I don't have thermocouples for them. So I tend to leave them like this, and then I've got a bunch like this that I don't have screw terminals for. It's really frustrating. Like I thought I had everything I needed, and I didn't. But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I've sold. I released them. When was it? On the weekend, I think on Sunday, and I've sold 6 already, which is nice. Yes, and these are all the new ones with the not only with the cap that's sitting just in there, really close to the header, but it's fine. But I also stuck the extra Schottky on there as well on the buzzer. Yes, anyway, so that's it. Have engineer PA09 paid something like £40. Yeah, but is that actually so you can crimp the ferrules with lots of crimpers? I'm talking about a proper the four-way one, like a proper ferrule crimper, not just a good crimper. Inventory manager is a full-time job. I mean, and it's nothing for this type of stuff. For my shields and tiny picos, it was absolutely. I need someone full-time to deal with my inventory for sure. Like I'm constantly counting parts and working out what I've got. And because there's so much wastage on a pick and place machine, wastage as in I'll show you wastage. Wastage, we covered this before. Wastage as in the parts come off and you can't reuse them on the pick and place machine, right? I mean, look at that. Look how many Pico D4s are in here, amongst, CP2904s, and there's a couple of antennas, and don't ask me why there's a 50/50 RGB LED in there. There's all sorts of parts in here, so all of these parts can be used, but by hand. I can't use them on the pick and place anymore. And this is probably the 3rd batch of wastage that I had during my production. So, yeah. So, like, I don't even know how many I've got on a reel now. Like, I couldn't tell you how many more tiny picos I can build on my pick and place machine. Thanks, Julian. Oh, always good for a laugh. I can't tell you how many more I can build. Like, I'd have to pull the reel off and count them all, because I don't know how many I've got like this now. It's kind of frustrating. And I've had way more wastage with my pick and place than you'd normally get on a better pick and place machine, I would say. Okay, so wait, let's go back to these. There was questions, I think. Were there questions? Did I miss questions? I'm just going back. On your thumbnail, there is a grey cutting mat. Am I wrong? No, I've got all different colours. So my grey mat is over... Or no, it's not grey, it's blue. It's light blue. I just played around with the colour a bit on the thumbnail. But it's over there. Right, see that there? Hang on. You might not... No, my finger's off. Damn. It's right over there where my finger is. That's my shipping bench, which is now clean. You guys want to see something really cool? Look at this. Again, my office is clean. On the floor there, they're all Reflow Masters. They're being picked up today. They're all packed. So now that... Well, I should probably tell you. I've shipped all the tiny picos and shields, everything for the campaign and all the pre-orders up till today, or yesterday, they've shipped. Well, they're at my freight forwarding company, and DHL are picking them up today. So they were delivered yesterday. They had to do some extra packaging and stuff on them, and there's quite a bit of paperwork to do for them. But they're gone. I'm done. Campaign shipped, which means I got to clean my office. No more stuff all over the floor. I put everything away on the shelves. Oh, it's so exciting. So excited. Hey, Leo. If I've missed saying hi to anyone, I apologise. Did I say hi to Andrew already? I can't remember. Okay, what are we doing? It's a budgie. Sion smuggled a budgie. In the box? I don't think so. People are chasing balls again. What? Hey, I got my first board made. Hey, Neffers! Someone else's design, I don't like it, so I said I'm making it better. But awesome, still, you got a board made. Well done. Budgie Smugglers. There's not a box of Budgie Smugglers, no way. On the grid in the grey matte thumbnail seemed larger, so I think it was out with my sizing. No, it's exactly the same. The grid's the same. They're all 1 centimeter grids, Paul. Rob. What did I say, Paul? Rob. Um, Vicky on the Love Boat. Yeah, she was nice. Timson. So I'm just going back and checking everything. What's 51 now? Was that 51? Is that the number of Reflow Masters? Are people counting my Reflow Master sales? That's funny. How can you even tell? I crimped a 1.25mm JST, never again. Hey Marius, yeah, JSTs are really hard to crimp. The little tiny ones, really, really hard to crimp. And again, you know how much an official JST crimper is? It's like $480 US for a real JST crimper. Crazy money for proper crimpers. Okay, so who have I missed? DC Ellen, hello. And Neffers again, yes, hello, welcome. Good crimpers are worth every penny. They are, but it's just frustrating. Hang on, wait, why does this keep jumping? Hey, Paul. Hey, James. So my chat list just keeps scrolling all by itself. I've missed a whole bunch of stuff again. Does it affect reading as the yellow plug pins are matching metal to the wires? So, well, obviously when you mix actually, see, they're not matching metal to the wire, just to be cool, that they are matching metal to the wires, but then they have screws holding the wires into place, so they're mixing metal anyway, right? And of course, with a thermocouple, any time you start mixing the metals, you start affecting the reading, yes. So, and they still have to then go into a connector that then gets attached to a board that also mixes the metals. So the key is to keep the metal mixing as little as possible. So one of the reasons I'm not soldering anything onto the ends of them is I don't want to add solder metal to the mix of it. And it's going into a screw terminal anyway, that's a different metal, and then it's going, obviously, the screw terminal solders to the board. So, yes, it does affect things, but it's minuscule, right? I mean, it'd be way worse if I was putting joins in the middle of a thermocouple, for instance. So, I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how you connect a thermocouple to a Reflow Master or to anything, to a DMM or anything else, and then take readings of something, you need some way of benchmarking that reading anyway. Like just because you think you've got a perfect thermocouple line with no mixed metals all the way to whatever your unit is that you're reading from, doesn't mean that unit's calibrated, right? Like, you need some way of checking calibration anyway. So, like, I always recommend to people that they should, if they set up a Reflow Master with an oven, they should be putting a DMM with another thermocouple in there, something that they feel is reliable, and then they should be comparing measurements there. And on the Reflow Master, there's an ability to set the offset of the thermocouple. And even the thermocouples I get right now, every time I can plug 3 different thermocouples into one Reflow Master, and I'll get 3 different readings. You know, they're all within 1 or 2 degrees out from each other. You know, they're not the world's best thermocouples that I'm supplying, but it's better than not having a thermocouple when you get it. I always recommend to people that they should probably get a better thermocouple. So I'm still reading back. I apologise. A lot of chat. Hopefully it won't pop again. Pi 4 gig delivery time is delayed 3 weeks. I'm thinking about getting a Raspberry Pi 4, but just a 1 gig model. I don't need 4 gig. Tindy random grabber. Next item was in random grab bags. Wow, how can't you use them? You can print 3D custom trays with known spacing and have the PNP pick them out of that. So, okay, with the Pico D4s, I can actually put them in. Sorry, I'm going to catch up on the chat eventually. So I don't know if I've showed this. I think I showed this before in another time. I've got IC trays. So the Picos will actually fit in these. Let me see if I can put one in. Doesn't really matter where I put it, but they fit in here. Anyone see that? So what I can do, my pick and place machine can actually, I can program a grid of these, and I can put this down and set up a pick and place grid to grab these from. So yes, I can do that, But again, I have to count them all and stuff. But I can't do it for the CP2104s. So yes, that is an option for me. I can do that. But I'd have to, again, I've got that problem with the pick and place machine where working out where to grab it from or where to grab the next one. And every time I need to stop and start the pick and place again for whatever reason, it forgets where it's up to on the IC tray for some reason. So that's problematic because it then fails to pick up. Okay, sorry, we'll get there. I need to put this away before I stand on it. Okay. Back to what were the questions? Working on a pick and place problem, homing with the fiducials on the table. Homing with the, yeah. So having a problem to, like, you've got a down camera and you can't detect the fiducials properly? Is that what it is? I think I said hi to you, Paul, already. Hey, HMX, was that awesome news about me shipping? It might have been. Sorry, I'm way behind. I'm always there. Clean office is a full-time job. No, it's not really, because it's just a constant thing. Oh, you don't have, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Have you decided about the offer? I haven't yet. So Crowd Supply are wanting 2,000, not 3,000, but I need to build stock for myself. I've got none in stock. Like, I've got nothing to sell on Tindy, right? And I'm already, now that I've shipped everything that's been ordered so far, anyone else that pre-orders, now I have to then make new stock for them, right? So yeah, it's 2,000 they want, and I needed to make, I was going to make anywhere between 500 and 1,000 for myself for stock. So yeah, that's the 3,000 I need. I have not made a decision yet. I'm still waiting on my new boards from JLC PCB with my redesign, my respin. And until I've got those here and I can build some of those and see how much better they are in terms of placement and reliability, how much less rework I need to do, I can't really decide. Hope that makes sense. Did I win the insurance argument? I did. Well, it wasn't an argument, but so I got them to ask the question, and the response I got back was classic. Ready for this one? I was going to switch back to here. So, talk about extreme. So the answer from the insurance company, or the underwriters, was, if the plane gets shot down or crashes, then yes, and the goods are lost, that is covered as lost, not damaged. So damaged means the goods have to turn up. If the goods don't turn up, doesn't matter what state they're in, if they don't turn up, that's called lost. So I only had to insure for loss, because I'm pretty confident these won't get damaged. Like the way they're being packed, I think it's okay. But how funny was that? The response was, if the plane gets shot down. Like, does that happen to them a lot? Not does a plane crash, but does it get shot down? Wow. Anyway, so, what else? What happened with the bulk? Yeah, Tiny Pico order. Thought you might streaming again for a month. Oh, hello, Greg. Did you call things? Yeah, so I haven't decided. I'm speaking to Crowd Supply about it. They're aware of what's going on. And although I've not negotiated the deal yet, they've told me quite clearly they're happy to negotiate. Like, at the end of the day, they'll work with me to work out the best price for me, the timing for me, and the quantities that suit me best, right? Which I knew they would. But I didn't want to start the negotiations until I had a better understanding of what my manufacturing capability is going to be like. Getting ready to order a 4-pack of Tiny Picos for the next round, so to cause you work. No, all good, mate. Well, you can order now. So what's happened is, now that it's gone to... Ooh, wrong screen. Now that it's gone to pre-orders... By the way, 512 backers now. They keep adding the backer numbers up as people pre-order. So everything's been pushed now. I pushed it to August 25, and then I pulled it back to July 25 because I had enough boards that I'd made to be able to ship all the pre-orders with the crowdfunding orders yesterday, right? So officially, everyone that's bought up until now will get their boards by, the earlier date. Well, I can't talk right now. And what I've done now is push the date till August 8th for what's on here. Basically because it just gives me some buffer to make some more. What I don't want to do is be sending Crowd Supply 10 or 20 boards at a time, because I have to send them DHL and it's super expensive, right? It'll cost me more to ship them than I'm going to make on the boards. So it's given me some buffer so I can ship a larger order at a time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Another thing I've done, just to let everyone know, is when you buy a 2-pack and a 4-pack, there's no more Proto Shields with them. That was just part of the crowdfunding campaign. Although anyone that pre-ordered up until yesterday will get the God, I can't talk this morning. The Proto Shields, like they'll get 1 Proto Shield with a 2-pack and 2 with a 4-pack. But that deal's now gone. Just because I can't work out how many to send anymore based on... Yeah, anyway. It's messy. Okay. And yeah, don't be sorry about causing me more work, Andrew. That's what I want to do. I want to be building stuff like this. That's fine. I just don't know if I want to be building them all so fast. Hey Phil, Boz, hello Michael. The problems with the YouTube chat, sometimes stuck and don't receive messages. Yeah, there's something... I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Don't forget to like people. Cool. No bonus thumbs from me. I did like the stream though. Okay, that's weird. Hello, the Shazbag. Was your pick and place worth it? I know you had some problems at the... So I'm going to... Wait, okay, hang on. Am I caught up? I am caught up. So I've spoken to Brian. Next week, at my normal streaming time, so Wednesday for me, Tuesday for everyone else, I'm going to do my AMA. So it's going to be the Crowd Supply campaign AMA. You can all... Hey, Alan. So you got 2 options. You can ask your questions for next week in the comments of this stream. Obviously, anytime you want to. You can post them now. You can post them after the stream. Or I guess you can ask them live next week. But I think Brian's going to at least start prioritizing on the questions that are in the comments, right? Feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. There are obviously some things I may or may not be able to talk about depending on what my contract is with Crowd Supply. I'm going to let them know that I'm doing an AMA and ask them if there's anything specific. The unboxing soon. If there's anything specific that they don't want me to talk about or I can't mention. Otherwise, I'll be as transparent as possible. So yes, so there's an AMA next week. But I'll answer that pick and place question. Like I'm happy to answer that now because it's kind of more manufacturing than the Crowd Supply. So was the pick and place worth it? Absolutely. I couldn't have completed the campaign without it. Is it the right pick and place for me for what I need going forward? No, it's not. It's not big enough. It's not reliable enough if I want to stay working with small components. There's too much rework involved using it, and it's a little too unreliable with its placement. It still does some random offsets in the middle of boards sometimes, and unfortunately the offsets are big enough that it really affects 0402 parts. I am mega transparent. Well, I always try to be, right? I think there's, that's about anything I've ever done. I've always tried to be like honest about and open about everything that I'm doing. Hopefully I will continue doing that in the future. No reason why I wouldn't. So yeah, so there's no way I could have completed the campaign without it, and it was the right pick and place at the time when I had no idea what numbers I'd need to be able to make. Or I'd need to have to make, sorry. If that makes sense? But going forward, I don't think it's the right pick and place machine for me. I need something bigger. I need something more reliable. I need something with more heads, and I need something with more feeders. And if I'm going to be staying with small parts like I want to, I need something with on-the-fly vision. On-the-fly vision is where the machine vision is on the actual heads of every pickup head. And so it's constantly fixing the position and rotation of the part as it's moving. The problem with this machine is it goes to the machine vision, the up camera, it adjusts the part, which is great, gets it perfect, and then while it moves it to the board, it goes out of position again. So, and the smaller the part, the more likely that's going to happen. So that answers, that question. Am I getting a new pick and place machine? Well, I don't know. right this second, no, I don't know how I'm going to solve that right now. Because the next step up for a pick and place machine for what I need is a massive jump in money, like massive, like more money than anything I've earned or not even made, but earned on the campaign so far. So yeah, it's a very big question for me. I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet. What are we talking about? Russia? Planes crash? Well, we're talking about crashing planes. What size do you get from JLC and why? Panel size. I tend to, it's really weird. So I tend to still get 100 by 100 panels from JLC PCB, and there's no reason to do that anymore because, especially with 4-layer boards, because they charge you for the size or for the amount of material. So, like, I could do a 200 by 200 panel, and it's not going to cost me, it'll cost me the same. It'll just cost me 4 times the price, right? It'll end up being the same, but I get many more boards on the panel. The problem for me, I guess anyway, with tiny picos is the bigger the panel, the harder it is to stencil. With the very small parts, it's hard to get consistency on a stencil when you're pasting on a very big area, right? The smaller, the more concentrated, the easier it is. So I'm probably going to stay with 100 by 100 with JLC. But I thought about that the other day. Why am I doing 100 by 100? Like, I only started doing that originally because it was free to panelize at 100 by 100. But now that's gone, there's no reason. Seem like good people. Glad you're getting to work with them. Are you talking about crowd supply? Wait. Hey, Christos. Crowd supply, lol. Nice way to know your project was I did tell you all that, again, remember when you contacted them, they were about to launch Teardown, right? I mean, they've been super busy the last couple of weeks. Hey, Ben. I missed saying hi. Hello. Directed by the US versus England. Right, okay. But yeah, sorry, Christos. Yeah, Crowd Supply are great. They're really great people to work with. As I've said before, I mean, I'll talk about it more next week. Some of the things they do, the way their website, the sales system works, it's not perfect for what I need, but overall it's been, yeah, a totally fantastic experience. I'm still having cut up on... I got stung for import duty on JLC order this week. If Johnny Bigger makes it through Gauntlet, okay. I hope so. James, so James has bought a Reflow Master for me. I hope you get not stung for that. I've had to start putting I've had to start putting better values on my packages that I send out from here. Like I would, in the past when I ship something from Tindy, I'd kind of, try to lowball the value a little bit. But I can't do that anymore. What I am doing though is, like, if it's so the Reflow Master is like $90 US. I put $90 Australian as the value, which is obviously a bit cheaper, which is a little bit cheeky. I hope no one from customs is watching. Wow. But still, yeah, I can't lowball them anymore. Yes, it's a bit of a problem here. So I hope you don't get caught on that either, James. I apologise if you do. Have I ever considered using a CNC mill for prototyping? For prototyping what? You mean like PCBs? I mean, I couldn't do my tiny picos on a mill. Hey, Helmet. Yeah, not really. I don't know. Like, I thought about making my own. Like, I thought about buying a Volterra a while ago to do some really quick prototypes. But, yeah, no. I don't know. I just grab PCBs. They're pretty quick and easy to do. Wow. Okay, I've finally caught up on chat, I think. Got to check out, listen to some music while writing a video script. See you, Dave Darko. Thanks for joining anyway. You're not going to see what's in the box. Oh no. You have to find out later. You could make a stenciling machine. Hello, James. Well, I need an automated stenciling machine, so I don't think I could make one of those easily. And they're really expensive. They're about $7,000 for a semi-auto. Oh, you're doing an Element 14 video. Cool. Wrap it up and stick a bow on it. Well, it's been picked up today, but yeah. Should we quickly open this box so Dave can quickly see? Dave, can you stick around for a few seconds and I'll open the box? Yes? We'll open the box. Let's do it. Let's do it. Once again, I chat for longer than I planned, but that's me. Waffle. You still here, Dave? I hope you're still here. Hope you get to see it. Now, I could give it away by turning it over. Maybe. But I don't think I will. And I know as soon as I open this box, people are going to want me to play with it. Not going to happen this morning. Just letting you know. And I should also just quickly mention before I open the box is that it's going to be a shortish stream today. Like maybe an hour and a half maximum. I've got plans with Flynn this morning. So yes. Play with it. Yes. I'm probably not going to play with it. Just letting you know. And why do I know that? Because I tried setting up everything I needed to play with it last night. And I couldn't get it working. So I need to... Yes. It's a puppy! It's not a puppy. Oh, it's a box in a box! Wait, let me just... Okay. Nice. Okay. I'm glad I did that upside down. Is that what I've given it away? It's a box in a box. The box looked bigger in the Twitter screenshot. Well, that's why I put it on the mat so you can see the sizing. I'm doing Pico D4 on a mil. On a mil. It's very cool to be able to output almost any circuit in minutes. Plan to open source and share my machine design. Awesome. I'd be happy to have a look at that, Marius. And if you can do, it's a Matryoshka box. If you can do reliable, although the Pico, so again the pads on the Pico D4 are not the smallest things I've got on my board. So that's my problem. I need more. I need more detailed than just that. Lego. It's not Lego. So should I turn it over? And then you can guess some more. Should I turn it over, or am I just going to open it? Because there's a label on the front. Am I calling it George? Baking goods. Should I turn it over? No one can answer me? Come on, it's low latency. It's not a Raspberry Pi and it's not an FPGA. Okay, here we go. I'm turning it over. Dun, 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 dun. What could be in this box? No. Cookies, it's cookies. No, it's not cookies. Oh, I wish it was cookies. Oh, look at that. Turn it, don't turn it, turn it, don't turn it. What do we have in here? We have... Let's get close. Whoa, not that close. Maybe some focus would be good. We have... Oh, I probably shouldn't have pulled them out like that. Oh well, that's fine. These are the new ESP32S2s. Yes! No, there's no ESP64. So these are beta chips. So I'm on the beta program. Thank you very much to Angus Grattan. So it's called the ESP32S2. It's their new chip. Don't mention ESD. And... Can I get any closer? I can get closer. Okay. So these are beta silicon. Hand numbered. Yes, hand numbered. There are not many of these chips going out. These are the new chips that have no Bluetooth and that have onboard USB. This is a beta version of their reference board development kit that will be coming out. And I've got 2 modules and 5 chips. How do you get on the beta program? You have to basically sell your left kidney and your right foot. I don't know if they're accepting anyone else on the beta program. Obviously, I've got contacts at Espressive because I work with them directly, like to get the Tiny Pico up and running, and while I was working with the PSRAM and stuff. I can look into it for you. I don't know. I just asked unofficially to get on it, and I got put on it. Is it pronounced beta or beta? Beta. It's a beta. It's a beta. Hello, Bolly. Is that the post for the new... Just looking at what is this link? Right. There you go. Bolly's talking about what's inside it. It's got less ROM, SRAM. It's got less? I don't think so. Well, there you go. Hello, Renee. Hello, anyone that I've missed, hello. So, yes. So this is the new chip, and as I said, it's beta silicon. I don't know how much of the silicon is going to be changing, and obviously not all of the software is ready to go. There's obviously no Arduino support for this yet, so it's only IDF, and it's a special branch of IDF. It does have Wi-Fi. It's got Wi-Fi, they've dropped Bluetooth. Why does the board have a USB bridge on it? I don't know. Oh, because the on-the-go stuff's not working yet. The USB stuff is not fully implemented yet. So it's early, right? These are not usable. Sorry, spoiler alert. No, there's no spoiler alert. So I am allowed to talk about this. I already checked. I'm allowed to show it, and I'm allowed to talk about it. So there are a few things that are still not available that function yet. Their crypto stuff's not working yet. Their full speed USB on the go is not working yet. So yeah, obviously they're still playing around with everything. This is the kind of the size module they're looking at right now. And now, unlike the Pico D4, which is a SIP, so it's a system in a package where the flash and everything is inside and the crystal's inside, in this case, it's not, right? It's like the Room 32, where everything is outside. That's probably just their normals, the one they use all the time. Can I read it? No, it looks like they've nothing on the front. I can't remember which one they use. LMS 11, one of those. I don't know. Exactly which LDO it is. Which USB version? What do you mean? Which USB version? You mean 3 or 2? It'll just be USB 2 still. What is the leg size of the chip? Leg size of the chip you're talking about? Leg size? What do you mean leg size? My legs, they're about that long. I don't know why they specifically removed Bluetooth. I'm not sure about it because of how it was used. I mean, they're still actively working on better Bluetooth support for the current ESP32. So I'm not sure if that was the main reason, if they had other reasons to do it. So the chip itself has got, it's got more I/O. Hopefully it'll have better ADCs, but that is still in the works. Yeah, so I want to start designing a board with it. Oh, what pitch? I would say it's the same as the Pico D4. Don't know. That's a good question. 0.5 maybe? I think there could be 0.5. Bolly seems to have a lot of answers. Maybe he'll know. He, she, I don't know who Bolly is. Welcome, Bolly. I managed to make the tin shield transparent. Yes, very funny. So yes, I'm going to be designing a board with this. What will the board be? Well, I don't know yet. I have some ideas. I have some thoughts. But right now, I can't just plug this in and use it. I need to set up it's a different branch of the IDF, and so one of the things they've done, which is what threw me, so I had some trouble setting it up yesterday and I couldn't get it working, is they're now moving away from GNU for the compiler toolchain, and they're using CMake instead. And so, because CMake can support multiple targets, which the GNU can't. But because I had to install this whole new toolchain from scratch, and I couldn't get it working last night. Couldn't get the toolchain working. So, unfortunately, I can't plug this in and make it do anything right now, which is a shame. I was hoping to get that ready for today, Okay. Bolly read the article. Cool. I mean, I've read the articles as well, but I've got too much stuff in my head right now to remember all the fine detail. The new chip, same footprint as the non-Pico ESP32. No, it's not the same because it's got more I/O. It's got more pins, so it's a different footprint. I mean, there's no. I don't have any schematics or anything for it yet. I don't have any data yet. I'm a little bummed it's not a puppy. Sorry. No Blink pre-installed? Oh, well, I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, I can plug it in. Let's plug it in, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, there might be a flashing something. Let's find out if I blow it up or not. There's a power light. And that's about it. Oh, it's really hot. No, I'm just joking. That's it. There's just a power light. It's interesting that on the reference board, the space they've left is different to the module, it looks like. Oh, right, that would be for the feet as well. So that'd be for the pads on the ground. If you look here, it does kind of line up. Interesting. So yeah, I've got some ideas of something I want to play with it. But obviously, because some of the functionality is not there yet, it's going to be very hard to design a board around it and testing it at working without adding extra stuff like USB and things that I don't particularly want to do yet. At least it's not a cat in the bag. So there you go. That was yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I'm quite excited. This is the first time I've had access to beta hardware, and hopefully I'll be able to get in early and get a board made for it. Preferably a board that's a little bit smaller than that. But obviously there's stacks of I/O, right? So yeah. It's pretty cool. What was that? He showed the Pico D4 alongside it. It was almost the same size. Let me grab a Pico D4 again. Right, I mean, it is the same size QFN, right? But what's crazy is this chip here has, well, obviously this plus this plus, is one of those PS RAM? Or is it just straight up RAM? Plus all of this inside it. Like, you know, this here is the same as this in the module, pretty much. Maybe not that. I need to find out what that is. That's flash. That looks like PS RAM. I can't read it. I need to put it under a magnifying glass at least. No, well, it's not. I don't know. It might not be PS RAM. I'll have to find out what it is. You're going to have to make 2 dual MCU boards. I don't think it works that way, Rob, but sure. I'm excited for you and us. Tiny Pico USB. Tiny Pico USB? You mean, what? Tiny Pico already has a USB. I better not get these mixed up. So yeah, I mean, I would love for them to do a SIP version of it, and they might in the future, where it's all in a chip like this. Because then, you know, imagine how small I can get a board. Right now, the smallest I can get a board is kind of, that's all the peripherals I need. Plus an antenna, plus LDOs and everything else, right? So, I mean, if you look at the size of a Tiny Pico, wow, look at that. That is nuts. Okay, well that just shows you how small the Tiny Pico is, right? So, yeah. I mean, if I can get rid of the CP2904, and I could get rid of the dual NPN, and one cap, really, that's all. I mean, I could save some space. I could almost get the RAM on the top. Probably not. Whoops, hang on. Just want to see something again. Right, that could actually be... This here could be PS RAM, maybe. Or RAM. Wow, that is nuts. I didn't realise how small the Tiny Pico was compared to that module. That's pretty crazy. It's a nice size module though, right? I mean, it's smaller than the Room 32. Let me get some other modules out. Is there one in there? I'm just trying to find an ESP32 and a ESP8266 so we compare the sizes. Done the same form factor for the module. No, it's a different form factor. You mean what, as the Tiny Pico? No, I doubt they were thinking of the Tiny Pico at all at the time. So that's obviously an ESP8266, which is a bit smaller. And let me get the 32. Right, that's ESP32. So yeah, I guess the question is, like, will they be getting this module any smaller? Until I've got some schematics of the module, I can't really tell you what everything is on here. But it's an interesting size. If that is PS RAM, then this is kind of more in line with what the Rover is, right? Which is a much bigger footprint. I don't have a Rover here, but it's considerably bigger. So if this is more on par with the Rover in terms of the extra RAM and stuff, then that's quite an interesting size they've got. You've got a big board, some small boards and chips. Got a big board. What do you mean I've got a big board? No, this is smaller than the Rover. I believe the Rover is bigger than this. Again, I don't have one. It's definitely wider. The Rover is wider than the Room. Oh, maybe it's not. I wish I had one here, but I don't. I don't think I've got a board with one on either. I use John Lee's thread. Probably has the most info on this new chip so far. Cool, thank you for sharing. Oh, for those that didn't, let me just repaste it. See on the ESP fanboy. Well, oh, don't do that. Hang on, 1 second. I'm just going to grab Teletronic's link to Twitter and then put it back so everyone else can see it, because I'm not sure everyone can see his link. Yeah, so this is John Lees, who's CEO of Espressive. That's his tweet list about it. Let me just go to here. Why didn't I go with the PCB antenna? Because it's not as good as the 3D antenna. And because they take more space. I will show you in a second. But yeah, so he's... Look at the state of that module. That is just ugly. And there you go. So yeah, it looks like that's extra. That's RAM. PS RAM, it looks like. To make it a much better MCU, lower cost, more accurate references. Yes, like ADCs, easier development, more knobs for tuning and calibration internally, more output power on Wi-Fi, cool, USB, more sensitive touch, etc. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thread. There's some info about the chip, it looks like. Bit hard to read maybe on here. I've not seen a Rover internals, Greg. So yeah, it possibly could be internally very similar to the Rover. If that's the case, that's great. John Lee is asking Rudy how he found that pinout. Magic. Wow. Rudy always gets himself in trouble. Anyway, So what were we talking about? I was asked a question, why didn't I do the PCB antenna? Right, so if you look at the PCB antenna, the size of the antenna, right, and the fact that you still need a matching network. So I would have, like my matching network is underneath the antenna right now. So for me to get a PCB antenna on there, I would have had to, the board would have had to been probably 3 mil longer to be able to get it to fit it all in. And the 3D antenna is way superior to the PCB antenna. I mean, for some things maybe it doesn't make any difference, but at the end of the day, like a PCB antenna is completely susceptible to rotation. Right, I can't pick it up. Right, rotation and orientation of the board will dramatically affect a PCB antenna, a 2D antenna, even a chip antenna that's a 2D one, where this is way less susceptible to rotation and stuff. So you get a much better strength. You know, yeah, that's really the main reason. Yeah, in the future, will I continue with this antenna? I don't know. It's quite difficult to work with, just in terms of the fact that it's metal and it's having to build the clips to ship the boards with and everything else. I might look at if I do a new board, I might look at a Fractus antenna instead. But they're really expensive. They're like 4 times the price of these antennas. So I don't know. PCB trace antenna, you have to mount cantilevered over the edge like that. But I'm guessing 3D antenna, you don't have to. No, you don't have to with the 3D antenna. And it's not just the cantilevered. It's, yeah, for me, it's the orientation of the board. If I had the board sitting like this, like if this was a PCB antenna, I had the board sitting like this, then I'd get completely different results than if I had the board sitting like this or like that. Where this one, way less of an effect. Rover internals, third image. Oh, cool. Thank you. Oh, let's have a look at that. Open a new window. Bye, Alan. See you soon. If you're a direct driving LCD, you need that I/O. Yes. Hey, Ben, you're going to redo your project with an ESP32? Third picture. Here we go. Right, so it is the same internals as the Rover. This is the Rover module. So, yeah, it looks, well, kind of. There's a lot of extra components, it seems, on the Rover around here. And they're using a QFP, interestingly. Didn't even know they had a QFP version. So I wonder if, just for now, they're squeezing, if it's intentional that they're squeezing the design, the reference into a Rover footprint and not making a smaller version. It's pretty sad if you look at the size of the flash and the RAM. They take up more space than pretty much everything else. Do you think that direct USB uploading to the new SP will be quicker, or doesn't it make a difference? Turning the flash will be written serially. I don't think it'll make any difference. Hey, David, at the end of the day, these boards are, technically you can maybe flash them at faster than a meg, but, yeah. You can flash them pretty fast now. I don't think it's going to be any faster, personally, having the internal USB. I'm not sure if the limitation is on the flash speed or anything else. And as many of you will know, the faster you flash your ESPs, the more chance there is it'll be a failed flash. You get that a lot with a lot of the Chinese boards, that you need to slow them down when you're flashing them. Otherwise you get a failed flash. So I don't know what the bottleneck is there, but I wouldn't think onboard USB would make that any faster. Yeah, I was joking, Ben. I was just, and so if I'd add connectivity with Bluetooth. Yeah, you don't need Wi-Fi, and you need the LCD driver. Yep. Well, this has got the LCD driver. This chip has built-in LCD driver, but I don't know if it's as good as what you're working with right now. The 3D antenna looks like a slot antenna. It would be nice to see its radiation pattern. I don't have any tools here to show you the radiation pattern of it. Hey, BitLooney, what did you miss? Well, look at this, BitLooney. You missed what was inside the box. Guess what these are? Not this one. That's a Pico. That's a Pico. These are the new ESP32 S2s. I have 5 chips. They're just beta. 5 chips, 2 modules, and a development board to start playing with. Yes. If you're running MicroPython and mounted as a file system, yeah, that would be sweet. What do you mean? But that's what you can already do with an ESP32. You can do that with the Tiny Pico right now. MicroPython mounted as a file system, technically. It's all beta hardware, Looney. Like it's some limitations with it, and it's not ready for obviously for prime time yet. There's some functionality still missing. With any chance I'll make a PCB with an external antenna? Hey Roger, I don't know. So the main problem with an external antenna is you can't run both an internal and external at the same time. Oh, hey Colin. And so you got to stick. You know, the only implementations I've really seen that are really not user friendly are people like I've got here. I bought connectors. I was going to experiment with it, the Tiny Pico, but you need to stick like a couple of resistors there, and you need to move or remove a resistor to enable one antenna and not the other one. Right? It's pretty messy, and I can't ask people to move 0402 resistors around on the Tiny Pico to do that. So, in my mind, you'd have to choose one or the other, which is a bit messy. I don't know. So, I don't know if I'll ever include an external connector on one of my boards, to be honest. So, does the USB work right now? The on the go, full speed on the go doesn't work right now. I don't know if USB works properly yet because they've still included a CP2104 on here on the reference on this board, and that could just be because they're just using this as a temporary thing. I don't know. I don't know if this is all being bypassed yet or not. I've only just opened it. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, and I'm assuming that if I really wanted to test it properly, I need to get one of these modules onto a PCB to try it, rather than using this. I don't know yet. So I need to do some more research. I need to get the toolchain up and running. As I said, it's using CMake now, which means it's a completely different pipeline and toolchain you need to install, and it's only IDF right now. So yeah, there's a lot of work I need to do to set up. Unfortunately, all my machines are set up with IDF to be able to build MicroPython, so I'm going to have to work out how to either run 2 different versions of the IDF with 2 completely different compiler and toolchains, or only be able to do it on have 2 different machines and set up one machine for this new stuff and one machine for the old and the MicroPython stuff. I'm pretty sure BitLooney can't do any of his video stuff on it yet. In fact, I'm 100% sure he can't. Not unless he wants to rewrite it all for the IDF. How much will they cost? I don't know. There's no word yet on that. You love the new GPU I/O numbering? You mean on this board here? I think they're just numbers right now. I don't know if that's if they're officially going for these numbering. But yeah, there's a lot of pins, isn't it? It's crazy. It's a lot of I/O. It's potentially a lot of power here. So someone said I was an ESP fanboy. It's not that I'm a fanboy. It's just that the ESP32 for the price point is just an amazing. It's an amazing microcontroller. Like there's nothing that compares with it. Even the highest end ARM Cortex right now isn't on par with it. I'm not talking about an H7 or whatever else. Like I'm talking about like something that you would normally buy for a project, like any of the M4s, M47s, or whatever else. You know, they don't have the onboard connectivity, and they might have more I/O and hardware floating point and all that type of stuff, but they don't have the amount of RAM and the amount of flash. Yeah, and BitLooney is going to miss the second core, I know. The question is going to be whether the whether the ULP inside this is going to be more powerful or not. The ESP32 never used D1, D5, D9. That was a A266 thing. The ESP32 just had numbered IOs. There was no D in front of it. There was no separation of digital or analog that way, like on the ESP32. So that's not new. But on the ESP32, the numbers were out of order. Like there was just a whole range of numbers that weren't there. Where the way they're numbering this right now, it's just, yeah, 1 onwards sequentially. So to be clear, this is not a newer ESP32 to replace the ESP32. This is a smaller one. This is designed to sit between the 8266 and the current ESP32. This is a middle board, it's not designed to be here. Does that make sense? So this will basically replace the 8266, which I've mentioned before. I think is a good idea. More silicon space for the USB and other new functionalities. Yeah, possibly. But also price point. Like at the end of the day, 95% of people out there wouldn't use the second core. I would think maybe more if you consider how many ESP32s are out there. I think that I've never used the second core. I don't really like. You need to have a really specialized application to need the second core. Well, the module's bigger right now because it seems to be matching the Rover module, but it's got PS RAM. It looks like the 8266 is fantastic. Like it beats anything out, any of the AVR stuff by far. But in terms of the ESP range, it's got some pretty fundamental flaws with it in terms of the latching or the bootstrapping pins and only the single ADC and stuff like that. Second core will melt to the middle of the earth. What will replace? I don't know. I guess at some point they're going to work on a new version to replace this. But whatever they make will be leveraged off this, not off what's here. Like this is a newer version of the Extensia chip set. With more efficient core. It's not a faster core, but it's more efficient, and crypto and other stuff. I don't think they'll go to 64. I think we're pretty far away from 64-bit microcontrollers, I would say. I couldn't see a need for it. My favourite wife just got home. Bye, Paul. Say hi to your favourite wife for us. Yeah, it's just... dual cores was a nice idea, but it's dual cores only works when you've got an operating system that's specifically designed to run natively at dual core, right? It's not a great experience to code for dual core on the ESP32, and most people just don't do it. Like you got to remember that at least for now with the ESP32, I would say, like in the commercial space, I don't believe it gets used a lot. People in the commercial space are using, for microcontrollers, they're using STMs mostly, I would say. I'm not saying they're not getting used, but they're not getting used a lot. I think that by far, the majority of people using ESP32s are in more of the hobbyist, or the low-level consumer electronic space. And for that point of view, they don't need the multi-core, I don't think. Quad-core ground pounder. What? Oh, Julian's wife is away on holidays. So Julian must be playing Bachelor at the moment. Check out this DD4 RAM. Why are we looking at this DD4 RAM, Charles? What is it? Open a new window. DDR4 RAM, 8 gig, 1 G, FPGA. Wow, nice. Whoa, look at the price. Holy moly. Sure, it's 8 gig, but that's expensive. Yeah, you can't use RAM like that on any of these. With an FPGA, sure. The STM32 with Bluetooth has 2 cores, 1 normal core, and 1 dedicated for the RF. Right, 2 cores, Ben, but not 2 cores usable by the user, right? So STM, they don't have anything with Wi-Fi, do they? I don't think so. Party at Julian's house. Yay! I'm going to put this in the bag, and I'm going to open something else that's been sitting here for a very long time that I haven't opened yet. Which again, I'm not going to get a chance to play with today, I don't think. But I'm going to open it. I'll put these away first so I don't lose them. I don't know when I'm going to get to this. I don't know. I've got something else I need to be designing first. I still have a lot on my plate, and as many of you know, I still need to be jumping back into manufacturing. So, yes, it might be a while before we see something with this ESP32 stuff. Everyone's favourite well, it's not mailbag-ish. I know. It's more surprise. Well, this won't be a surprise. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Hang on, let me just put these away. So the ESP8266. You go in there. ESP32. You go in there. Okay, Tiny Pico, you go away. So these are my OpenMV. Whoa, that's close. So many of you might remember that for my birthday last year, have I got some sleep? I have not caught up on my sleep. I don't think you can catch up on sleep. I'm still super tired. But I have been taking some time off, or kind of. I'll explain what I've been doing in a moment. And for me, it's been exciting. For everyone else, they might not think it's exciting at all. So yeah, last year I bought myself an OpenMV cam. This is the new version with the H7 on it. And it's been sitting in a box. I mean, it took a while to ship. I got it only a couple of months ago. It's been sitting in a box for a couple of months. Look at that camera. Holy moly. That is a big camera. Oh, are we in focus? Come on, focus. You get the birthday present. Well, I got to pay for them myself though. But yes, I do get good birthday presents. Does it defeat the purpose when you have to pay for it yourself? So this is the OpenMV with the new H7. And I also got the Wi-Fi shield. Which is this shield here. Scientifically, you can never actually catch up on sleep. That's right. Like, I'm never going to catch up on my sleep, but I'm still pretty exhausted. I've not got to the point yet where I'm feeling better sleep-wise yet. Headspace and mentally, much better. Thank you. Much better. You need an Amazon wishlist so we can buy stuff for you on your birthday. Thank you, but no, it's okay. And you can't get this from Amazon. So yeah, this is the Wi-Fi. So obviously I've got to put headers on this. And then there's the Wi-Fi shield. This has also got SD on the back. And then I also got the LCD shield. And I think this will be fun to play with. I need to find time to play with it. I've not even downloaded it into software or set it up. So it's a machine learning system. Fully written in MicroPython with an accompanying app and stuff. And it's fast. And it's an amazing... I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, really. It's a camera. It's a very fast, good camera. And it's got some amazing machine learning with it. And this is the screen. I actually bought myself one of these. A slightly different one. Obviously not the OpenMV one. So yeah, so I've got the shield. So how would this all plug together? How does... Right, the shield would have to go on the back. Right, so that must go like this. Right, of course. So I can look through the camera and see what I'm looking at. If I oversleep after a day of less sleep, I'm feeling like a zombie for the rest of that day. Yeah, I can't oversleep. I can't power nap or anything. I've never been able to. I haven't used an alarm clock for 10 years now. I'm waking up at 5 every morning. My body just wakes me up at 5 now, unfortunately. I'm conditioned for it. So, And any chance I've ever got it sleeping in, my kids will wake me up. So there you go. So I'm looking forward to having a bit of a play with this because it looks very funky. And apparently out of the box, like if you install the software and plug it in, it just works. But I'm not going to get a chance to do that this morning. As I said, I've got stuff to do with Flynn this morning. Wow, that little screw there. Can anyone see that little screw? That'll be for adjusting the focus and locking it in place. That looks like it's going to be a bit flimsy, but maybe it's not. So another thing you can get with this, which is nice, I didn't get it because it's expensive, is you can get a FLIR add-on for it. So you can get like a thermal camera. But the FLIR add-on just allows you to then put the FLIR camera, and the add-on wasn't expensive, but the camera itself is very expensive. Can you connect OpenMV to the Tiny Pico? No, you don't need to. Why would you need to? This is a full microcontroller and everything. Like, this is fully standalone. Obviously, if you want the Wi-Fi, you get the Wi-Fi module, but it's... you can connect a normal camera to the Tiny Pico, but this, yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Like, you'd want to... This is all designed for itself. Hot Wheels Project making a comeback. What, with this? Machine vision for the see who wins? Possibly. It's definitely fast enough and high-res enough. The whole issue of sleep debt is a continuous issue among scientists. Yeah, I don't think you can pay it back. Personally, I don't think. If your work is exciting, it's hard to even stay in bed at all. Absolutely. But then your body gets conditioned to wake up at a certain time. What's the res of this? That's a good question. Let's find out. OpenMV. Wow, I've got lots of papers work in front of me. Let's just go to the website and we'll have a look. So that's the old one. How do I get to the new one? Specs for the new one. I don't want to go to the order page, I don't think. Or maybe the specs are here. Okay, so it's got full speed USB, 12 megabit. And it's got, obviously, micro USB. It's got an ARM Cortex. Well, it says M7. It's the 8, okay, it's still an M7. Running at 480 megahertz. 1 megabyte of RAM and 2 megabytes of flash. So that's amazing. ARM Cortex M7, right? This is a super, or the H7 is a super powerful chip, but it's still only got 1 meg of RAM and 2 meg of flash, right? So inferior to the ESP32 still. What's nice is the I/O is 3.3 and 5 volt tolerant, which is very nice. Yeah, that'd be great if more things did that. SPI bus. What does it say? Camera module allowing the OpenMV camera to interface with different sensors. Okay, so the camera is an OV7725 image sensor. It does 640 by 480 with 8-bit grayscale images, or 640 480 with 16-bit RGB 565 at 60 frames a second. Can everyone see that? It's a bit hard to read. And then if you go to 320 by 240, you can do 120 frames per second. 2.8mm lens on it, with a standard M12 lens mount. Yeah, and you can get the FLIR adapter that you can then plug a FLIR one in. Delayed response from a Tiny Pico audio board. I found the second core really useful. I use it for a second task with queues updates. Absolutely, and there are things you can absolutely use the second core for, Adam. Hi, Adam, by the way. But I like most people wouldn't use it. Most people, if they're just building a project with a board, wouldn't use it. If they may be building specific hardware for it or have a specific use case, absolutely. But you'd be very much the minority, I think. 7 to 8 hours sleep, wow. That would be nice. Can it watch for flying saucers? I don't think you can do the range for flying saucers, but yeah. 120 frames a second, 320 by 240, or 60. And as they mentioned here, most of the algorithms that they run on the board can do faster than 60 frames a second. So you're not going to get the camera dropping frames because of the algorithms, which is good. So some of the example stuff that they've got that you can currently do with it, in their software is obviously frame differencing, color tracking, marker tracking, face detection, eye tracking, optical flow, QR, data matrix decoding. Wow, lots of stuff. There's a pinout. Can we get a close look at the pinout? Only 250 milliamps on the 3.3 volt rail. Oh, we've got a separate FrameSync I/O. Maybe I can connect this to my 3D printer. I can do super fancy build videos. How crazy would that be? It's a mild pain in the arse and not very Arduino-like. Right, the multi-core stuff, sure. Yes, it's not. Which is why a lot of people aren't using it. It's definitely super low level, and you need to be a pretty good programmer to do dual core properly, I believe. I feel like the camera is staring at me. It is. It's tracking you right now. I can see your face just in here, Ben. I can see your face. I think that's why I looked, but OpenMV does actually sell these on Amazon. Oh, do they? The new ones? The H7 or the old version? Hey, Brian. Brian missed what was in the box. Haha. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's my OpenMV. That was not what was in the box, Brian. Just quickly for Brian, what was in the box was a package from Espressive with some chips and modules of the new ESP32S2. Yay! Can you connect it to a pick-and-place arm? I don't think so. I don't think I'd easily be able to connect that camera to my pick-and-place anyway. Yeah, so it's the old version. I think, yeah. The new one's the H7. The red board is the H7. The older one, I think, is a black board. They're still pretty good. They're almost the same. I think this chip's just a little bit faster and maybe has a bit more memory. I can't remember exactly what the differences are. Yeah. Dual core programming is not that difficult once you get the hang of it. Yeah, maybe if you're a good coder, which I would say that. Hey, Gavin. To be fair, that I'd say that 98% of people who use the Arduino IDE aren't who are using the ESP32s. You know what I mean? Like in terms of at least hobbyists and stuff. Yeah. And it's also still fairly limited what you can do with the dual core stuff on the ESP32. The amount of shared memory you've got and stuff. Definitely using the second core for things like for queuing up or processing stuff separately that you can then just have available for the application call when you want it. Sure, but having them actually work in tandem at the same time, working on the same thing, that's a bottleneck. And it's not just a microcontroller thing. I mean, that still exists with games these days and with other high-end applications, like using multi-cores efficiently that way. That's why a lot of systems have moved over to like job-based systems, like rather than having code that runs as a large chunk of code, that you split your code up into lots of small little jobs, and then you can throw them to any core you want to. Yeah, as James has said, it's still very much an art form. Very hard to get full use of multi-core in an efficient way without a job system. Wow, there you go. So that was my big surprise in the box. 7:40. I think I'm going to wrap this up at 8 o'clock today. There's really not a lot else. What else is it? Oh, right. So something I've been doing for the last few days, which for me has been exciting. Now, let me put this away somewhere. Will that fit in that box? Let me just get this. I'm just going to put this in a box and move it out the way so I don't mess it up. Right, mess everywhere. So for those interested in dual core programming, Ralph Bacon has just released a really approachable video on getting started with queue and semaphores for multi-core programming. Oh, awesome. Gavin, is it Is it processor specific or is it processor agnostic? And yeah, bacon, yum. I could do an egg and bacon roll this morning. That'd be nice. Get into atomic operations, get the most out of multi-core. See, you've lost me already, James. Thanks. See, that's just atomic. Really? I thought nuclear and atomic was banned. Sorry, bad joke. I don't think you could get a simple wrapper for multi-core that's going to do anything overly useful. I wouldn't think. So I've not built any new Tiny Picos since I finished everything I needed for the campaign. I mean, obviously I had a few extras and stuff for the pre-orders, but I've not built any new Tiny Picos because the last few panels I built, I had to hand place some of the parts because I'm out on reels. And that was a bit frustrating. Oh, it's for the ESP32. Awesome. Better hardware looks fun. I would love an ESP board with more I/O and USB host capabilities exposed. Yes, so would I. So that's maybe what I might do. But what I did do, which I had a lot of fun with, well, kind of. Let's just say I took my frustration out on it, right? I am taking... one second. So as I've mentioned before, like my yield for my Tiny Picos was 95+%, which is pretty good. It's industry standard, right? And while I was building Tiny Picos, like any boards that just won't, like pretty much every Tiny Pico can be fixed and saved, right? I mean, I've got a few boards that have actually got shorts on the boards, which is interesting. And I've only got them from my last set of boards that I had that problems with the boards. And what I found out yesterday, so my last set of boards, 50 panels that came to me from JLC PCB, came with this attached. And I only found out what this meant yesterday, right? So these are bad boards. They were made anyway as part of it, but when they test them on the flying probe stuff, these failed the flying probe test. So, but they sent them to me anyway. But this pretty much means, this doesn't mean yay quality control, it's good. This means these are bad boards. I don't know what that means. I spoke to JLC PCB yesterday and I asked them if they're going to send them to an international customer, please put some English there, because they didn't know what it was. Anyway, so these are bad boards. But in the batch that these came with, I've had other bad boards. I've had at least 6 Tiny Picos that have got shorts in the board themselves. How do I know? Because I pulled all the parts off and it's still shorting. So, anyway, so there are some Tiny Picos that can't be fully saved, but the majority of them can. So, I spent the last couple of days, I've showed this box before, but you might notice there's fewer things in the box now. So I took out all of the boards from here that had RAM on the back, and hang on, there's too much stuff on my desk. I fixed them. So see all of these? These are all working boards now that just need to be cleaned. So I've just been sitting here over the last couple of days going through and fixing whatever's wrong with those other boards, because they weren't worth trying to fix while I was in production. Does that make sense? You know, if I stick it on the tester and it tells me what's wrong with it and I have a quick look and I'll try to fix it quickly, and if I can't fix it quickly, I put it aside. And I'm now getting back to them, and there's 22 boards in here that were previously not working that are now perfectly good, and I now plan to go through all of these and fix all of these, including these 3 play shields. I think one of them has a short on the board, I'm pretty sure. But all of these Tiny Picos here I reckon I can revive every single one of them, and then I'll put RAM on the back of them, and this is going to be my, I guess, the start of my stock for Tindy. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, we're all still talking about, what are we talking about? Did a year of concurrent software for my university degree. What's concurrent software? I don't know what that is. It's the Tiny Pico Revival. It is. It's pretty cool. Like, you know, I mean, some of these boards will take 2 or 3 minutes to fix. It could be something. I don't know what's wrong with them all. I mean, at the time, for whatever reason, I put them in here. I can't remember what it was. Can I buy some bad boards? Why do you want some bad Tiny Picos? Well, what for, Hex? Every Tiny Pico does deserve to be rescued, and there's quite a lot of cost in parts here, right? So, yeah. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you know, some of them take a little bit more work. On some of the boards, I've had to completely take off both QFNs and rework the pads and then put them back on again, which obviously it doesn't take 5 seconds. PS2 is where I first started to really worry about it. It was a PS3, I really had to put some effort into it. Developing for the PS3 was terrible. Developing natively for the PS3, that was just disgusting. I feel bad for Tiny Hippo. He lost his tiny train. What? What are we talking about? Concurrent is multi-threading. Interesting. Okay, I've never heard it as concurrent before, but I've been out of the educational programming space for a long time. As in the learning how to program space. Yeah, so I'm going to get onto these as well. But I don't plan on firing up my pick and place again to build Tiny Picos until I've worked out what I'm doing going forward. Tiny Pico Rescue should do one of them videos where you fix up the Tiny Pico, then you see it later with the new loving family, and it's so happy. I don't even know how I would video me fixing one of these, not with my current camera. So yeah, that would be funny. I know what you mean though. Yes, the whole. And here's one I prepared earlier. Yes. Yeah, these all need RAM as well. But I will put the RAM on afterwards once I fix them. I should actually count. I don't know how many are here. I'm not going to count them now. That's fine. So that's what I've been doing on and off. Use the new camera. Yeah, that I can't stream from it, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to stream. That's interesting. Yeah, there's no camera out on it. Does that make sense? Like I'm pretty sure it won't act just as a webcam. If I plug the USB into it, I'm pretty sure it won't pick up as a webcam. Let's try. I know that's pretty crazy. I think this is going to not do anything. I mean, it'll power up, I assume. Whoa, that's really bright. Holy moly. Did everyone see that? Okay. I don't know why that's flashing. But it's really bright. Oh, I just got to stop looking at it. Anyway, so I wonder if QuickTime will see it as an input. New. No, that's not what I want. New movie recording. You want to use the bad boards as a keychain. That's interesting. Yes, it's not. It doesn't get picked up as anything. You can't see it. So obviously it's not a. It doesn't come up as a USB webcam thing. Oh well. So yes, no, I can't use this to do it. I still haven't decided if I want to get myself a new microscope camera or not. They're a lot of money. Oh well. Oh, it did not like me ejecting it like that. They did see it as something. Oh, right, because it's a MicroPython board. Right, okay, that was silly. I should have unmounted it first. You're saying you could sell the faulty boards on your Tindy the same way SparkFun has dings and dents. Yeah, but why would anyone want to buy my faulty board? Well, that was funny. I guess who didn't plug their mains power into their camera? It's been running off this battery. I forgot to plug the mains in, which means the battery just ran out and my audio went as well. But I'm back. Yeah, the stream was fine. You can see me moving around, but I forgot to. Wow, that's crazy. Sorry about that. Yes, unexpected audio outage and vision here. Turn it off and on again. Haha. It should have brought me out of that camera first. What? Yes. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, other than salvaging parts on the board, why would you? I don't understand why someone would want to buy a faulty Tiny Pico. And maybe they can fix them. I guess. I mean, I have some that just won't work, that aren't shorted on the board. Um, and by the time I replace all the parts on them to try to work out what's wrong with them, there's kind of no point doing that. So, and then I have some that I completely. uh, so this one here, you're not really going to be able to see. There was a Pico on there. I took it off. I reused it. I knocked this board. This is on the panel when it was reflowed. When I was fixing it, I knocked it and knocked all the parts off. So you can see there's just a clump of passives here. It's missing passives here. The APA's in the wrong spot. It was pretty funny. Again, I could probably salvage this board, but I don't know. Maybe one day. It's a bit of a mess. Yeah. If you can get any amount of money back for them, it'll be worth it. Sell them to the government. They won't care. For greebling and model making, cosplays, etc. I don't know, I just feel bad. I get what you're saying, but selling non-working Tiny Picos, just, yeah, I don't know. I don't want non-working Tiny Picos out there. Does that make sense? Yeah, maybe. Maybe one day I'll fix them when I've got the energy. Send them to Nick Zametti. He can cast them in resin, then turn them on the lathe. Earrings. They're pretty big earrings. Really don't think... Really? Would people want to really wear these with earrings? Like eye-ring? Where's my eye-ring? Oh, there it is. God, okay. It's reversed. Stick it on my eye? Yeah, I don't know. Just stress that they are hooper duped. I've never heard of hooper duped before. Hooper duped. So, next week is my AMA. Although I've probably covered everything already in bits and pieces over my last streams, but it's going to be, next week, going to be dedicated to just an AMA of the crowd supply, that whole thing, I guess, yeah, the crowd supply leading up to, and the campaign and post and everything. So get your questions in the comments here. What's my middle name? No, it's not happening. Not happening, Julian. And so yeah, write your questions there, or you can do it live next week. But so Brian's going to be hosting it with me. He'll be it'll be on my channel. So he'll be calling into me, but he'll be kind of like he did with my 1K AMA. Does that make sense? Yeah, he'll be asking me the questions. He'll be going through the questions and stuff. He'll be moderating. He's a moderator, live moderator, but you'll see his face. It's going to be cool. 5-minute warning. Are you still busy now, as days of the campaign over? Well, I have been up until yesterday because I was packing and sorting and working out how I was going to get that there and back and forth to the freight company all the time, working out the best way to pack everything to reduce the cost of shipping, which I managed to do. It was still a lot of money, more than I was ever expecting. But probably yesterday afternoon was the first day that I actually didn't do a lot. So I cleaned my office, as I said. Well, I was packing Reflow Masters yesterday. So it's not been hectic. I've just been working kind of normal days now. AMAA, ask me almost anything. No, you can ask me anything. I just don't know if I can answer everything. I'll try my best. Like everyone's, as I said before, people are going to ask me how much money did I make, and I really don't know. Like, bye, Bolly. Thanks for joining. Thanks for, yeah. Is that a Canadian flag? Is that supposed to be Canada on your avatar? I meant to ask you before and I forgot. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to answer the how much did I make question, right? I mean, I've got a ask me anything, but I won't answer it all. No, it's ask me anything, but I might not be able to answer it all. Can someone do that one? Oh, you just love leaves? Okay, cool. I have a rough guesstimate of how much I think I've made, or how close to zero. I think I'm positive, but it's going to be pretty small. But I'm not going to know for a while. I won't know by next week anyway. But I'm sure question's going to come up. Ask me anything, but I'm not sure. What's B? What's the B for? Ask me anything. What's the Ask me anything, but I'm not. But I'm not. But. That doesn't make sense, Azzy. Ask me anything, but I might not. What's the second B? Oh, be able to answer it all. Got it. Ask me anything, but I might not be able to answer it all. Yeah, that's what I'm doing next week, everyone. I need to copy that. I need to keep that. I'll come back to it later. I'm gonna put that in my title, in the stream title. So we need to see if we can stay on topic. Anything. What is anything? No, it's ask me anything, but anything that's on topic for the campaign, preferably, other than my middle name. Julian. Yeah, okay. So I think that's it for the day. I think I'm gonna how tall am I? Not tall enough. 5'6" and a bit. 5'6". I'd like to say 5'6" and a bit because that makes me a bit taller than 5'6". But yeah. Yes, I wish I was taller. But everyone else in my family is not. Like I'm the tallest in my family, so that's pretty sad. In my family and in my, siblings and stuff. So yeah. Where everyone in my family is vertically challenged, and everyone in Yaz's family is also kind of vertically challenged. So 5'16". Yeah, I don't do inches and feet. Come on, let's get metric. Come on, metric. Is it cold in Melbourne? It is actually cold in Melbourne. Not sure if you can see. No, you can't see through the window. It's a bit icy outside. I can see ice on the grass, which is small bean. What's small bean? Small bean, right. Small bean, got it. 150 something centimeters. This Imperial stuff's just got to go. There's no need for it. No need. Metric all the way. Ice in July, just wrong. Well, not for here, it's not. It's very rare we get ice on the grass, but yeah, there's a little bit. Like, it's frost. Like, it's not like ice. Like, I can't go ice skating, right? But it's, you can... There are patches of grass that looks white right now. And it's quite misty and foggy outside. Yeah. So, there we go, folks. I I hope you liked what was in the box. I'm really excited to do something with it. And I'm really excited to... I've got a lot of ideas in my head. I don't know when I'm going to... Plank units, please. What is plank units? I'm pretty sure you'd get some serious frost and even snow down the Otways, wouldn't you? What is a plank unit? I've heard of it, but I don't know. Like, maybe. What is it? Sydney was 2 degrees when I got up. It was 1 degree when I got... No, -1 degree when I got up the other day. That was crazy. It was really cold. Or in parsecs. Yeah, we can do parsecs. Oh, I'm good with that. With both metric and imperial, I use them both independently, never convert. Yeah, just imperial just messes with my head. We're all metric here. Yes. Anyway, so what was I just saying? Yes, I've got some stuff I really want to design and build, but I just don't know when I'm going to do it. So yes, I don't know when my next video is going to come out. I have to be honest and say that I don't know if I've got the capacity right now to make a video on anything, like any project videos right now. I will get my funk back at some point, but I haven't got it back yet. Until I solve what's happening with going forward with Tiny Picos, I don't know what that's going to be. Do you fear EST? No, it's a myth. It's a myth. You live quite close to the Bay. Sea, yes. Nice to go there, I guess. I do live fairly close to it. To some okay beaches, yes. Don't get out there a lot. You know, it's a normal thing where if you live close to something, you tend to take it for granted and don't do it a lot. And, yeah. How's Sion got his groove back? Well, I don't know. That's maybe you can tell me how I can get my groove back, Liz. I haven't got it back yet. I'm feeling much better. I was definitely in a pretty negative headspace last week. For those that didn't realise, and just for a little while, been in a pretty, and it was mostly just to do with being tired and run down and burnt out. But I've got over that, which is good. I'm in a much more positive headspace, but I still have some big problems to solve, and no clear path for that yet. But I still like to experiment with that Tiny Pico Lite version that we spoke about a few weeks ago, and also something Pro-like. We need a group hug, yes. Oh, if only we could do a group hug, that'd be cool. If only you all just weren't pixels on a screen. Yeah. Oh well. ETs, it will be required learning. What will be required learning? We will define the other measuring system in terms of Planck units. Is Planck units really a... Thanks, Azzy. Is Planck units really like a proper real unit? Pixel Gym. Anyway, okay. It's after 8 o'clock. I'm going to go. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep waffling on for ages and no one wants to see me just waffle. Although waffles, yum. Definitely want some bacon and eggs for breakfast, I think. Somehow. Don't know where. Don't cook bacon in the house, so I'm going to have to go out and get something. And it's cold, but I think I might. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will catch you all next week for the AMA. Don't forget, please. Or you can forget if you want to. But if you've got questions, put them in. And, you are not pixels in real life because you were on your video, Julian. I saw you. You put your face on that video. So there you go. You're getting past your fear of showing your face. Okay, I need to find this stop button again. There it is. I found it. Okay, folks. Have a fantastic week. I'll speak to you all next week. Maybe I'll get a video out in between. It'd be cool if I did. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you all next week. I'm going to do everyone's outtakes. Ready? Stay cool. Is it? No, be cool. Go and make something. It's Ivan and Sean. What else is it? What else? And yeah, make something unexpected. There you go. That's mine. Okay. Bye.